Dirty dealings, corporate battles, consumer woes. This is Evening 5. YTL Power International's unit is buying a 31.42% stake in Ranhill Utilities for 405.18 million ringgit or 99.5 cents per share. According to its board's filing, the subsidiary SIPP Power inked an unconditional share purchase agreement with Ranhill's major shareholder Tan Sri Hamdan Muhammad and his two investment vehicles today. The deal will raise SIPP's direct stake to 34.32% from 2.9%. As a result, SIPP and YTL Power will collectively own a 53.19% stake in Ranhill, up from 21.77% currently. The unit has made a mandatory general offer to buy all the Ranhill shares it does not already own for 99.5 cents per share. This will be funded by internally generated funds, as SIPP intends to maintain Ranhill's listing status. According to YTL Power, the acquisition represents an opportunity to acquire a mature business operating in segments closely correlated with the group's existing core competencies and will complement its utilities portfolio both geographically and operationally. At today's close, shares of Ranhill slumped 14% to RM1.35 for a market capitalization of 1.75 billion ringgit, while YTL Power rose 0.8% to 5 ringgit for a market value of 40.99 billion ringgit. Putrajaya is allocating at least 25 billion ringgit to support the newly launched National Semiconductor Strategy or NSS, a three-phase plan aimed at catapulting Malaysia to the top in the global semiconductor industry. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim said in his speech at the Semicon Southeast Asia 2024 today that the allocation will go towards targeted incentives and that the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry or MITI will announce further details of the strategy soon. Among the targets for the NSS is the quoting of at least 500 billion ringgit of investments. The government also aims to establish at least 10 Malaysian companies in design and advanced packaging with revenues between 1 billion ringgit and 4.7 billion ringgit, and at least 100 companies in the sector with revenues close to 1 billion ringgit, creating higher wages for Malaysian workers. Additionally, the government aims to develop world-class Malaysian semiconductor design, advanced packaging and manufacturing equipment firms while attracting cutting-edge technology giants like Apple, Huawei and Lenovo to pursue advanced manufacturing in the country. The Prime Minister said to stay flexible and agile, the NSS will be a living document, evolving as needed while preserving Malaysia's aspiration to emerge as a major global player in accessible technology for all, powered by its semiconductor industry. CelcomDigi, Malaysia's largest mobile carrier by subscribers, said its first quarter FY 2024 earnings rose 18% year-on-year, thanks largely to a writeback on provisions. Net profit stood at 376.46 million ringgit after the company reversed an over-recognition of tax provision amounting to 51.43 million ringgit during the quarter. It declared a first interim dividend of 3.5 cents per share. Revenue slipped 0.8% year-on-year to 3.15 billion ringgit as lower interconnect rates, reduced bulk messaging traffic and overall softer usages dragged on service revenue, despite an enlarged subscriber base. The mobile carrier's total subscribers rose 0.9% from a year earlier to 20.47 million, while average revenue per user dropped to 40 ringgit from 42 ringgit previously. CelcomDigi said the company is taking proactive measures to stabilise average revenue per user amid the decline, with targeted initiatives such as data-driven pricing strategies and value-added service bundling. Still, the company is broadly maintaining its guidance for the year, as it anticipates a low single-digit increase in service revenue growth, similar earnings before interest and tax level as FY 2023, and a capital expenditure to total revenue ratio of between 15% and 18%. It also noted that it is ahead of schedule in its 3-year post-merger transformation journey, with the completion of 44% of its nationwide network integration and modernization program. MPHB Capital said its controlling shareholder and chairman Tan Sri Surin Upadkun plans to take it private through a selective capital reduction totaling 748.11 million ringgit. Entitled shareholders will receive 1 ringgit 70 cent per share under the capital repayment proposed by Upadkun and his family, who together control 43% of MPHB. The credit services provider said its board will deliberate on the proposed exercise and decide on the next course of action, as the capital repayment involves a sum higher than MPHB's share capital of 725.09 million ringgit, a bonus issue of 146.06 million shares by way of capitalizing 123.02 million ringgit of the group's retained earnings is proposed. The bonus shares will not be credited to entitled shareholders and will be cancelled under the proposed capital reduction and repayment to be undertaken subsequently. Upadkun does not intend to maintain MPHB's listing status. On the rationale for the privatisation, Upadkun said MPHB's listing status brings minimal benefit to the group and its shareholders, as it has not undertaken any fundraising activity from the capital market over the past decade. He added that taking MPHB private will provide the group greater flexibility to develop its business without regulatory restrictions, to create an efficient operating structure and improve utilisation of resources, prospects and future growth. Magnum posted a 64.7% jump in first quarter FY 2024 net profit to 25.99 million ringgit on the back of higher earnings posted by its investment holdings division. Revenue rose 7% to 584.4 million ringgit as it recorded higher gaming sales per draw during the quarter. The number forecast operator said despite a higher price payout ratio, the gaming pre-tax profit increased by 1.1 million ringgit to 34.5 million ringgit in the current quarter on lower operating expenses and finance costs. The group's investment holdings and others division, meanwhile, recorded a pre-tax profit of 3.6 million ringgit compared with a 6.3 million ringgit pre-tax loss in the first quarter of FY 2023, mainly due to a gain on disposal of quota investments and a fair value gain on investments. Magnum declared a first interim dividend of 1.5 cent per share. On its outlook, the group said it is well positioned to deliver continued growth as it works on building a sustainable future. Shares of Magnum closed unchanged at 1 ringgit 18 cent, giving the group a market capitalization of 1.67 billion ringgit.